Humans have been able to advance science and technology from its initial stages to its current sophistication in just over 2 centuries. With the Industrial Revolution in the 1750s marking a time of serious development. Based upon my intuition regarding this advancement, science and technology have the power to destroy us. If destruction by science and technology is millennia away, then perhaps we needn't worry too much. It's a problem that future generations will solve. But what if it's looming? Is there any problem more important? Now, we know that nuclear weapons won't exterminate humans. This has been concluded in academia. In the case of nuclear war, even if all the nuclear weapons explode and kill billions of people, causing a nuclear winter as a result and leaving sunlight blocked by swirling ash, there would still be some survivors through whom humans can start from scratch. Now, we have something more powerful than nuclear weapons. Bioengineering. This allows us to modify and rearrange genes so that we may have rats bigger than cats. Through this technology, we can modify the genes of bioweapons, such as virus and bacteria, so that the biotoxin they produce can attack targeted organs in the human body, cause rot to develop within the body, and assault any nation or race as we wish. We can theoretically achieve this and transmit super pandemics. In fact, there's one thing more worrying. The production of nuclear weapons requires the resources of a nation. However, a genetically modified biotoxin can be produced in any sophisticated lab by a senior scientist independently. It's feasible to manage a country's conduct, but hard to regulate that of individuals, since there are always those who will do bad things. Relatively speaking, there are more people concerned that AI might exterminate us. This has its origins in 2016, when Google developed a computer named AlphaGo, which could play Go so well that it defeated Lee Sedol, the Go champion from Korea. This came as a real surprise to people around the world. As I said just now, our current computers and robots can only solve logic-related issues. It's easy to ask a computer to play chess. When the human opponent makes a move, how does the computer react? It calculates all the possible tactics and adopts the most reasonable one. But Go is a different game, with a greater variety of possible moves, more than the sum of atoms in the universe. Where will the move be after the human player makes a move? A robot fails to figure it out, since the variety of available moves and involved calculation are beyond reach. Yet, such a seemingly difficult issue has been solved by Google programmers through an understandable method. So, how was this done? When a human player makes a move, the computer or robot opponent stops short of finishing the game every time it makes a move, so as to avoid the overwhelming variety of possibilities. Assuming I plan to take 100 moves, I would reduce that to 70 or 80 moves. Therein, I calculate all the possible moves and choose the most promising ones. Finally, when I take the 100th move, it will be 100% accurate. In this way, What seemed governed by abstract thinking is solved by a robot with logical thoughts, and this was a global hit at the time. So, many scientists began to fear that it would probably harm us humans. For example, at that time, Hawking proposed that sooner or later AI would become self-aware. Then it would be too late to control it. 3 viewpoints can be generalized from the aforementioned examples. First, scientific technology has the power to destroy us, and this destruction is looming. Second, we humans fail to make comprehensive and accurate judgments on the safety of scientific technology. Just as we have discussed, one single piece of technology is rejected by some, yet supported by others, while both sides of the argument include senior scientists. Why? Because there is considerable uncertainty in scientific technology. So, after science and technology reaching the level capable of destroying humans, we may well usher in our last judgment through our slightest negligence in selecting safe technologies. Third, we may fail to take advantage of science and technology in a rational way, which is unfortunately a truth. When nuclear energy was first discovered, it was applied to weapons manufacturing rather than something that could benefit the welfare of humans. All advanced technologies are first used as killing tools instead of something beneficial to people. Today, sophisticated technology is available more and more to individuals and independent companies. Once our scientific technology has advanced to the point of being able to exterminate humans, a single country, company, or person with access to such technology would only need to use it once in order to exterminate humankind. So, I drew my following conclusions from these 3 viewpoints. That is, the ongoing development of science and technology is doomed to exterminate humans within 2 or 3 centuries, at most, or even within several decades. And I think the latter is more likely to happen. We humans are facing a serious crisis, an unprecedented one of extinction. In 2013, I looked at my cell phone one morning to see a message from one of my friends. It read, "Hey, Jiaqi, I have good news for you." An international authority reached the same conclusions as you, so I checked. The research my friend was excited about was conducted by a group of world-class scientists, philosophers, and anthropologists, gathered by the Future of Humanity Institute at the University of Oxford. So, what conclusion did they make? They concluded that science and technology could cause humans to die out as early as the next century. It's not nuclear weapons. It could be nanotechnology, bioengineering, AI, or something still in development. I was overwhelmed by this finding, thinking that such an alarming conclusion made by a major scientific authority promised to attract attention. Regrettably, such an alarming conclusion only received attention for a rather short time and was quickly replaced by a flood of information. This reminded me of Bill Gates' reply in an online interview, in which he said that AI suffices to pose a threat with decades of advancement. But somehow, this also failed to attract attention. As I said, When you think a certain technology isn't safe and thus shouldn't be allowed, no matter how you appeal or warn against it, even if you resort to laws, it's useless. Even though world-class scientists have a feeble rather than lasting voice in their appeal and warning. But if you agree with advancing the technology and say, well, we should do it, you could win a big round of applause and immediately receive bunches of flowers. As a result, I think our whole society is insensitive to development and has become numb to crisis. The ocean looks peaceful before its monstrous waves rise up, yet undercurrents have already been surging beneath the surface. When we take scientific research for granted and support scientific achievements and use scientific products as we wish, we may not be too far off from catastrophe. Each step we take decides our future and destiny at large. If such advanced science and technology continue to progress nonstop, we are certain to take a step onto the landmine of human extinction. And there's no such thing as a U-turn in this journey. We have only one single chance. Thank you.